I love the San Fernando Valley, and honestly, I didn't think I would. I was born and raised a West Side guy, grew up and lived most of my life in the Mar Vista neighborhood, which was just a few miles from the beach, had that ocean life, and I didn't really get a taste of San Fernando Valley until I went to Cal State Northridge, but even then, I didn't think I would make the move there. Always saw myself living in West Los Angeles, until I met my wife, who was from the San Fernando Valley, Chatsworth area, and she spent most of her life over there. So my wife was a Valley girl. No, not the Valley girls you saw in the 80s and 90s movies, but she was born and raised there, and that was her lifestyle. But my love for the San Fernando Valley wasn't exactly love at first sight. It took a little bit of convincing, but I'm glad my wife ended up doing so because we never looked back once we made the move. In this video, I'm going to go over the top reasons why I made the move to the San Fernando Valley. Now, this happened when my wife and I started looking for a home to purchase. We knew we were going to be starting a family soon, and we wanted to buy something. We were kind of tired of renting. We wanted our own space. Well, we had been looking in the West LA area and other portions of Los Angeles for a little while. We had actually made some offers, but they'd always tended to be on townhomes. At first, we thought that that was going to be efficient for us, but then we were getting beat out offer after offer. It was a crazy time in the market. The places that we were making offers on were like 1,200 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And again, we didn't have any kids then, but we thought it'd be enough. Well, after we getting beat out a few times, my wife finally convinced me to take a look at the San Fernando Valley. Again, I was totally against it, didn't want to move out there, and said I wouldn't move out there unless I got a pool. And so we started our search. And I realized after seeing so many really cool neighborhoods, we ended up moving to Encino. And there are some great neighborhoods there, great homes. We get a lot more for our money there. And we were able to get our own single family home with a private backyard in a nice quiet neighborhood with great schools. It just pretty much had it all for what we were looking for in our next stages in our life. And I'm so glad my wife convinced me to start looking in the San Fernando Valley. Let's just jump into the reasons why I'm so happy I made the move to the San Fernando Valley. All right, the number one reason why I made the move to the San Fernando Valley was housing affordability, and I just touched on this. Now again, I've had experience in the Valley, went to Cal State University Northridge, but didn't spend a whole lot of time there, didn't really get the Valley itself, just like the school and what I was learning there. But when it came time to buying a home, as I mentioned, we were struggling in West Los Angeles and other parts of Los Angeles and trying to find the right fit for us, the right home for us, the right neighborhood, right schools, because we knew we were growing a family. And as I mentioned, when we were making those offers, we were talking about getting townhomes, 1,100 square feet for the same price that we were able to buy our 4-bedroom home, a lot bigger house with a private land, end of a cul-de-sac, great neighborhood and great schools. And so right now I'm going to go over to show you the difference in affordability when comparing to especially the West Los Angeles area. Let's talk single family homes. In West Los Angeles, you're talking about $2.1 million median sales price. Now, if you take out the coastal communities, the beach neighborhoods, then you're still sitting at about $1.8 million. Now, let's compare that to the San Fernando Valley. In the San Fernando Valley, for a single family home, the median price is $1 million. A lot difference, very significant. Now, let's say you take out the hills and the mountain side of the San Fernando Valley, because those are the most expensive parts, then you're looking at around $900,000 for a single family home median price. Now, let's say you're in the market for townhomes and condos. Well, in the West Los Angeles area, median price, you're looking at about $1.5 million. If you take out those coastal neighborhoods, you're still looking at about $1 million. Now, going back to the San Fernando Valley for a condo and townhome, the median price is going to be about $590,000. You take away the hills and the mountainsides, you're going to be looking at around $550,000. So you can see the prices are about half of what you would find in West Los Angeles. And if you take all of LA City or LA County in its whole, the San Fernando Valley is about the third most affordable region as far as purchasing a home. So that is one of the big reasons why we made the move to the San Fernando Valley, as we still wanted to be in the Los Angeles area. And this made sense for us financially, where we knew we can finally become homeowners and still live in LA, get all the amenities we wanted, be in a great neighborhood, and get our own single family home. As a reminder, I'm Dave Fine with the Real Estate Dads, a licensed agent right here in Los Angeles. Love doing videos of what it's like to live, work, and play in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas. So make sure you subscribe, tap the bell to get notified for new videos, hit the like button if you like what you see, comment below. I love hearing from the audience. More than making the videos, my team and I love helping people move to and relocate to Los Angeles. And if you are thinking about making that move, like so many others that have already reached out to us, make sure you hit us up with a phone call, text, email, WhatsApp, either which way, and we'll have your back when you make that move to LA. All right, the second reason we made the move to the San Fernando Valley is we wanted the suburban lifestyle. And there aren't too many regions in LA where you really get that real suburban lifestyle. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved being in the middle of the entertainment, loved the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles, but that was when I was a bit younger. We were gearing up to start a family, and that's just not something that we wanted anymore. So we were looking for parts that would be a little bit quieter, somewhere we wanted to raise our kids where they can just be outside pretty much all day and hang out, not have to worry about it. It was just that our values had changed, so we just wanted to change of location for that quieter life. Instead of going to the clubs, the bars, the real super trendy restaurants, we'd much rather pack that in and do the backyard grilling, neighborhood block party, pool parties, being within walking distance of a neighborhood park. All of that had a lot more value to us, and that's why we chose that suburban lifestyle in the San Fernando Valley. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love all of the amenities that Los Angeles has to offer. I just didn't want to live right in the middle of it. I didn't want to be in the congestion. I wanted to be away from it and have the choice that if I wanted to seek out that type of form of entertainment, then I can certainly drive there, but come back to my kind of sleepy neighborhood where it was quiet at 10 o'clock and not have to worry about a lot of congestion getting to where I needed to be, just quieter in general. Now, as I mentioned before, the San Fernando Valley still has all of its amenities, just not the same as it is in the West LA area, the Hollywood area, Beverly Hills area, eastern portions of LA or downtown. It's just a little bit different forms of entertainment, a little bit quieter entertainment, but it's still there if that's something that you're looking for. Another draw to that suburban lifestyle was we knew we could be able to find a home in a neighborhood that had some great schools. And again, our values were shifting, so we wanted to make sure we were getting into a neighborhood that had those schools that we can still afford, and we can still afford a home to live in that neighborhood. The only thing I really missed about the suburban lifestyle moving to the San Fernando Valley was moving away from the beach, because I had grown up going to the beach 4 days a week during my summers and just loved it there, but I found myself going less and less to the beach. So that became less of a draw. And I also didn't want to deal with the crowds and congestion, the tourism that kept coming with it. And when we were looking into other parts of LA, it just still felt like it was too congested and not really, I didn't feel like we can breathe. And we wanted to be able to breathe, have our space. And that's what we found when living in Los Angeles was the San Fernando Valley. The third reason why we made the move to the San Fernando Valley was to have a shorter commute. More specifically, a shorter commute from my wife, who had more of a standard 9-to-5 job. And I promise you, the more you can shorten your commute in Los Angeles, the more you will enjoy your life in Los Angeles. Now, if we had stayed in the West LA area or moved further in other parts of Los Angeles, my wife probably wouldn't have seen our kids as much as she does now, because now we just live about 7, maybe 10 minutes away. But prior to that, it was a good 30 to 45 minutes to work and a good an hour and 15 minutes back home from work. And we would just be missing too much of the mornings and the evenings with our kids. And so it just made sense to move to a place that was a lot closer to work. So she wasn't spending so much time on the freeways, on the roads, sitting in traffic, plus all of the aggravation that comes with that. It's not just like you're driving the distance. You're actually just sitting there idling, going, an hour to go like 12 miles. It can really get to you, and that's really not a good place to be mood-wise when you're trying to be there for your family. And so that was a big factor for us. So I always say it, and I've said in my other videos, if you can find a place where you can live, work, and play all in the same neighborhood or same region, then you've struck gold in Los Angeles. Now, that's not always going to be the case, depending on the lifestyle you want and depending on affordability. Sometimes they may not go together. So it's really about picking and choosing your priorities. And since that was a priority for us, especially because we were raising a family, then that's what became important to us. Now, don't get me wrong, there is congestion and traffic everywhere in the Los Angeles area, but there just seems to be a little less so in the San Fernando Valley. Also, the San Fernando Valley is set up more like a grid, so just the ease of getting around is a lot smoother, a lot more efficient. You will have traffic along the 405 freeway, the 101, Ventura, Burbank. Some of your major streets will absolutely have it, but not nearly as much as West LA, downtown, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, East Los Angeles, even parts of the South Bay. Not even close to having that much traffic. And honestly, the quality of life for my family and I increased so much because we weren't sitting in that traffic all stressed out, anxious, needing to get somewhere in a hurry or wanting to get somewhere on time and missing our time. It just made us more relaxed, and we can enjoy each other's time more, because less time in the car means more time with family, more time with loved ones, more time with friends, and it all plays a factor in your overall lifestyle when living in LA. Now, the number 4 reason why we made the move to the San Fernando Valley was all the outdoor activities, outdoor lifestyle. The San Fernando Valley is surrounded by hills and mountain ranges, so you have hiking trails at your fingertips wherever you live in the San Fernando Valley. Now, if you live in the center, takes a little bit longer to get to those regions, but if you live on the outer regions of the San Fernando Valley, especially, you have such easy access to hiking trails. Now, I love the beach, as I mentioned before. We just couldn't afford to live in those beach communities, in all honesty. And if I could, I may have thought about that. But I stopped going to the beach as much as I did, and I actually found myself hiking more often. And that was a big draw for me, was finding a place to live where I had easy access to hiking trails, all sorts of levels, from easy short walks to a little bit more strenuous hikes, ones I can do with a family, ones I can do on my own. It's all there. And for me, being in the Encino area, I was like 10-15 minutes away from some of my favorite trailheads, and then I can find trails all around the valley. Now, there are neighborhoods when you're living in the hills and the mountain ranges along Sherman Oaks, Encino, Tarzana, Woodland Hills, Porter Ranch, Granada Hills. All of those areas, you can find places where you can literally walk outside your doorstep and walk to a trailhead within 5 minutes. It's really cool, and it's a really unique feature to Los Angeles and to the country in general. I love the fact that at any given time during the day, especially with the type of job that I have, that if I need a break, or sometimes I know even my wife during lunch break would just, instead of going to lunch, you go for a hike. And that's really cool. If I'm feeling stressed or a little anxious, or maybe it's even in the mornings before work or in the evenings after work, if I just feel like on a whim, I want to go for a hike, get out in the nature, I can just do so, and I don't have to plan for it. I don't have any big long trips for it. I just get out there and go. Now, if you're not into hiking, that's cool too. There's plenty of activities to do outdoors because there are so many great park systems within the San Fernando Valley. Now, each neighborhood has its own park center. A lot of them have their own rec center. And so it's great for families, great for sports if you're into that. And then they have this huge park, Lake Balboa Park, pretty central to the San Fernando Valley, which has its own lake. You can do a little fishing. They've got paddle boats there, playgrounds, picnic areas. They've got walking trails, little hiking trails. They got places where you can bike ride, open space where you can play games or just have fun with a family, throw parties there. And they've got golf courses surrounding that. Just a fantastic overall great park. Well, not to mention that they have a lot of sports complexes. They've got a lot of baseball fields. They've got soccer complex, basketball courts, tennis courts. So all of that is there as well. Then if you're a little bit more in the eastern portion of the valley, you've got Hanson Dam, where it's also a humongous park system there as well. So if you like being outdoors, not necessarily hiking, but want to be at the parks, San Fernando Valley has it all for you right there. And I absolutely love that about the valley because, again, you don't get that feeling in many parts of Los Angeles, especially if you are in the downtown area, Hollywood, Beverly Hills. You get a little bit of that up in the West Los Angeles area, but not nearly as much as you get in the San Fernando Valley. And what I think I like most about all of this, being whether you're hiking or in the parks, is it really brings the communities together. A lot of people want the same active lifestyle, so you meet like-minded people, or just want to be outdoors. Maybe they're throwing a kids party at the park, or just having having festivals at the park. It just really brings all the neighbors out, giving your kind of a sense of belonging and knowing that kind of everyone is from that area, from the San Fernando Valley. It's a really nice experience to be part of, especially when living in Los Angeles, when it can be so big and you may just not feel connected to the rest of the city because of how large it is. All right, the fifth reason of why I made the move to the San Fernando Valley is that it has so many amenities. You're just close to everything that you could possibly want, possibly need, and I just love that about the San Fernando Valley. Now, the valley is a large region. It's about 250 square miles, but you pick any neighborhood and you're going to be close to shopping, entertainment, groceries, and restaurants, and everything else that you could want in a neighborhood. The only exception would be is if you live in the hills or in the mountains, it may take you a little bit of extra time, but we're only talking about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, so it's really not that bad. Now, as far as shopping goes, you have a lot of choices. You can be at the Village in Woodland Hills, you have the Northridge Fashion Center, you've got the Vineyard in Porter Ranch, you've got the Burbank Town Center, but one of my favorite corridors is Ventura Boulevard that stretches all through the valley from west to east, from Woodland Hills all the way to Studio City. And along that corridor, you will find all sorts of fun entertainment, shopping, and grocery stores and food. And it really varies by neighborhood of what you can find. So if you want something a little bit different, you just travel into another neighborhood. But Ventura Boulevard will take you all the way through. It connects the whole valley. I also like that it's close to the 405 freeway and the 101 freeway. Those are your major freeways going north-south for 405 freeway and east and west for the 101 freeway. You hop on one of those and you can pretty much get to anywhere you need to be within the valley and within Los Angeles. Also connects to the 118 freeway if you're up north, connecting the northern parts of the valley. One of my favorite amenities is also being close to the Burbank Airport, where I don't have to necessarily go to Los Angeles International Airport, LAX, if I want to travel pretty much along the West Coast and the western states. Now, if I want to travel to the East Coast or internationally, got to probably go to LAX. But if I'm not doing that, Burbank Airport is such a great option. You don't have to deal with the traffic to get to the airport. You don't have to deal with the traffic at the airport. It's a small neighborhood airport, easy access, in and out, flights are great. And so I love that as having one of the amenities of living in the San Fernando Valley. So there's really no shortage of anything to do or any conveniences that you can desire. It just has a more of a suburban twist to it. So again, if you're looking for that, the club action, the bar action, the glitz and glamour, San Fernando Valley is not going to be for you. You're going to want to live more in that Hollywood, West Side, Beverly Hills area. But if you still want the great entertainment factor along Ventura Boulevard, where you've got food from around the world, some really high-end restaurants, and some great casual eats, and having easy access to all your grocery stores, your Costco's, your Whole Foods, your Walmarts, the Valley is going to be a great region for you. And if you want that beach lifestyle, you're not going to get that in the Valley. However, you're about 40 to 45-minute drive, depending on traffic and depending on what time of the day you go. You can shoot through Topanga Canyon Boulevard, get some really good scenic route through the hills, through the mountains there, and pop out into the ocean. Or you can head down to the 405 freeway to the 10 freeway west and hit up Santa Monica Pier in that area there. So you are still close enough to enjoy that beach lifestyle that Los Angeles does have to offer. If you want more specific information about particular neighborhoods and the type of amenities and the lifestyle that you would have living in those neighborhoods, then check out my other videos on my channel. They'll give you the details that you're probably looking for. So if you are looking for reasons to move to the San Fernando Valley, I hope this helped answer why I made the move to the Valley and why so many other people are making the move to the Valley from other parts of Los Angeles and from all over the country to come to the San Fernando Valley. If you are considering that move, make sure you reach out to us like so many other people have so far. My team and I love helping people move and relocate to Los Angeles, so make sure you reach out. Phone, email, text, WhatsApp, whatever is easiest for you, and we have your back when moving to LA.